Why homemaking is hard. How to find joy in homemaking. Homemaking is not about having a perfect decor. It's about creating a place for life to happen, and that creates mess. There's no one size fits for all. It's about a personal growth. What's hard about homemaking? That is a self-directed, self-motivated task. It's an open-ended that you have to keep repeat. There's no boss that will make you accountable. Once you are done with something, you have to do it again. If you want a clean home, you have to have a clear reason why you want to have that clean home. We need a deeper motivation, not just an external. It has to be an internal one. In this video, I will share it with you what is my drive to have a clean home, and also all the things that actually helps me to find joy in homemaking. One of my goals is to provide a safe and comfortable environment for my family. I want them to be healthy and to have our home as a safe place where they can rest. Our body is challenged with many chemicals every day. We breathe in air that is polluted by industrial emission, wildfire smoke, just to name a few. A clean home can give a break to recover from the daily exposure that challenges our body. Sometimes nice new cleaning tools can be very encouraging to clean something out that I have been procrastinating. And that is important to clean this mold from this diffuser, and with my new tools I'm just going to do that. Our brains like order, and constant visual reminders of disorganization drain our cognitive resources, reducing our ability to focus. A cleaner home helps reduce stress, feeling of anxiety. A clean home can also reduce fatigue and improve concentration. When I bought this powder, I saw this big pumpkin on the front, and some reason I thought this is how it's going to taste. Nope, it's pumpkin seeds powder.
Interesting.
I need to recover from that experience. I have to create some sweet that I like. Over the years, I discovered that our personality can be so different, and it is very important to be clear with that. There's no one size fits for all. So for example, I really like to rotate the tasks. So I only like to spend just a little time with something and move on, do something else, get back to the original one. And that's how I work. I am more productive and I feel more energized. And for example, my husband is the opposite. He likes to collect things that are alike and just gather them and get them done in one wind. And as long as you are aware of what is your personality, it can be very helpful to make the process more enjoyable. My older son got braces. He had to have 4 teeth extracted for that reason. So we are doing a lot of soft food and grounded meat lately. So make sure we can comfort him and he can eat properly.
not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. It's the same old story being told inside my head.
In my last video, I shared our new morning routine where I actually bought this cute storage box for baked goods. And let me tell you guys, this is so inspiring to me. I started to look into new things to make because it's just really fun to load up this little box with all sorts of cute looking baked goods.
The time's running out, so take the chance. Make a move, 'cause this door won't stay open till the end. Won't you tear my world apart? 'Cause I know I need a start to let you know when it's over. I will see what I've done. Let it go too soon. Oh, I'll be stronger if you just step right in. 'Cause I need a start to let you in. There is a life I lead in this city, hurrying to cut my teeth. I can take what I need to get by, doesn't make it easy. The other piece of my heart moves slow, somewhere in the great unknown. When I return from the afterglow, will you carry me like I am gold? Wait, hold on. We together, take me back where I've been. I want it all.
Do you hear that? Oh my god. I don't want to go out. There's a new day that will come again tomorrow. There's a new day to wash away the pain. There's a new day to take away your sorrow. Washed out by the rain. Dark
to keep.
Making Danish for breakfast, I can only just blame myself. It was my idea to make them. Will I make them ever again? Sure, but not for breakfast. It took so many steps to let the dough rest and then roll many times. Yeah, and probably I'm going to opt out of that shape as well. It looks beautiful, but my family eats faster than engaging with how it looks like. So the round shape worked out better. I was able to put more jam on the top and it was faster to make, but it was fun to make this as a fun project.
Today, and it will set you free. There's a new day to get you through your struggles. I will
I'm definitely going to try the Danish, but I prefer salty food, so I made some stir fry for myself for breakfast. Wow, that was the last one. Wow. These plastic tabs should be illegal. I always break them and now I'm without a tab. They should make it out of a metal or something. I could have probably done this work when Zsolt was home and I could have asked for his help, but I know he would have just cut out the whole entire bush. So that's why I was determined to get it done by myself, because I like that bush. I want to keep it.
hurry to cut my teeth. I can take what I need to get by. It doesn't make it easy. The other piece of my heart moves slow. Somewhere in the great unknown. When I return from the afterglow, will you carry me like I am home? Wait, hold on, put me together take me back where I belong. I want it all. I had a feeling that
sky's beautiful and so are you.
I am making some stuffed cabbage. It's a very comforting food, and again, it's a ground meat. So everybody can eat from that without any issue. And I like to make this mostly on the fall or even more on the winter. It's very comforting food, and it's something I have to cook for a long time, and it just really represents the colder weather to me.
Oh, there's a light and there's a fire coming out of me. Every time I see one's a destroyer and one is a warrior, fighting hard to be the better part of me, the better part of me. Another day, another rhyme, trying to sugarcoat and reconcile, so I can do a dance and make us both forget, only to start it up and play it out again. It's like a long dream. You're on the wrong team. Oh, there's a light and there's a fire coming out of me. Every time I see one's a destroyer, one is a
I have a few leftover hazelnuts. I'm going to use that and adding some dried papaya, and I'm going to melt some chocolates and I'm going to cover that. I think we are covered with sweets. We are good. I think this stuffed cabbage will be a nice balance after making all these sweets, and we're going to have a cozy night. We definitely love food, but around the fall time it becomes even more of the center of the things at home, and as we go into winter we're going to cook and bake even more, because it's just a very fun way to warm up a home with a beautiful scent of the food and just feeling the warmth of the baking. So let's find joy in homemaking, and of course there's gonna be days when it's hard to do things, and there's gonna be days when we have a fresh new start and we can start to enjoy things. As the weather is getting colder and rainier, I'm going to start with something that I tried to create from what I have already home. I didn't want to buy anything that is plastic, so I wanted to use something that is an all-natural one, and I have it at home. So I had to dig into my recycle pile and that's where I find this cardboard, and basically I just created a circle.
we can spend all
As I'm making the wreath, I got an idea to gather some more branch, some greenery, maybe some colorful leaves.
On the way baritone. Yeah. Shut the lights, go infrared. We can spend.
I played around with that a little bit and I decided just to go with a plain wreath that I just only use the hazelnuts, and I made one layer as a base and then I added a couple of one on the top, so make sure it's more of a three-dimensional wreath, not just a flat one.
You don't have to wake up yet. We can spend all day in bed. I'll put the TV in the room. We'll have a Netflix marathon. KG sax.
I'm kind of like a squirrel. I like to stock up on dried goods on the fall, and it just makes me feel good because I know I'm going to make a lot of soup, so I'm going to have some backup when I want to create those. I also like to stock up on pumpkins and squashes as well as on onions, so I'm gonna be ready for the Thanksgiving cooking as well because it will be here very soon. Besides stocking up my pantry, I like to organize and just go through on the items just to check them, make sure nothing is expired, and if so, make sure we're using them up as fast as we can. So that's a good time to check everything before all this cooking starts. I like to do this with each season, but on the fall, once I have everything inside the pantry from my garden, is definitely a good time to check and go through on the items in the pantry. As much as we love to cozy up at home, also there are many things that we love to do outside, and one of them is to picking grapes, apples, and I will share later on what else we picked, but this is definitely something that we enjoy very much, and besides that we're going to make something very delicious from these grapes. Preserving food can be a big task, but if you do it with friends, it's definitely more fun.
And so we'll come by and do right there. And so this morning,
You keep me wondering, is our love strong? Just like a love song, baby, it's on. To know what you're thinking, it's like I'm sinking deep underwater. Maybe it's harder, harder, harder for me. Oh, harder for me.
yeah, you just have to.
Australian economic.
Oh, okay. So
The juice goes here.
yeah. So the water's down there, and the steam comes up through that hole.
Yeah.
Okay. You put whatever. I haven't tried vegetables yet, but I would.
But the steam comes through all those holes too, but
And yeah.
but in the same holes you have the juice going down, but the same center is blocked out. What are we gonna eat all this with?
You can get started.
I mean,
Yeah, body too. And baby, please don't think I run away from you. It's just sometimes I dive into it. I want you lying next to me. Yeah, I want your body, your body too. Yeah, body too. Will you be my ride or die? Around all these people, we'll try to be someone better than you and I. Posing for pictures, but nobody listens to anything that you have to say. Can we just leave and walk away? Walk away, walk away. Maybe you won't see me get emotional, and sometimes
There are many things that can make a home cozy, and one of them is to making candles. And the funny part of that, I was creating these candles when we had our power out, so it was very accurate to make these, but that's why they were kind of cracking because it was very cold when I was making them. I was on the hunt for a while at Goodwill to find some candle holders, specifically golden ones. I couldn't find any, so I ended up pulling the trigger and I bought some off of Amazon. If you're enjoying to decorate your home, definitely stay tuned until the end of this video because there is going to be a very cozy setup for the night. So now I'm just playing around with the pumpkins. Another way to make more cozy nights when it's cold outside is to bring the attention to the table where we eat. So I'm going to make sure that we're going to have a double cozy situation and I'm going to use some extra decoration, especially because Thanksgiving is coming, Christmas is coming, so I definitely going to get the good use of those candle holders. But I really love right now these orange colors. It just really gives a nice pop to that beige linen runner.
I would be up waiting for you if you ever leave. I would wait a lot.
We had a dinner at my friend's house and that's when I tasted her pickles and I just really had to recreate that because it tasted so delicious. That is actually the reason why I planted all this lemon cucumber. Yeah, not watermelon, lemon cucumbers, because that's what she used and I just really wanted to make exactly the same. And I used the spices from Natural Grocers. It was a mix that was ready. I added some onions and garlic and I had some vinegar and sugar mixture and I added some salt as well. And basically I just followed through the basic pickling method and I only boiled the jars for about 10 minutes, so make sure they are still crispy. I mean, it's got plenty of vinegar in there, so it should be good.
A way to do it all again. Make another story that would never end. Never thought I'd feel so alive. Look at me.
Sometimes just a little branch is enough to bring the outside to the inside.
Close your eyes. Get some rest. I'm by your side.
The cold weather, it's really encouraging me to cook and bake more, so I am going to make bread more often, and because there's nothing like coming home to the smell of the bread. I just really love the smell of it, and I like to bake some apples as well. And no matter what, it's just something has to be in the oven. It warms up the house and it warms up the soul.
The world could fall down, it's gonna be okay. The sun could go out, we're gonna be okay. If all the blue skies turn to gray, we're gonna be okay. Calm your soul.
When I cleaned out the pantry, I find some items that I wanted to use up. It usually ends up in a bar or some kind. And there's so many things that you can use in there. The only staple that I suggest is the cocoa butter. It kind of works like a glue. It holds everything together. These crunchy things that I just spilled over the floor, I soaked some buckwheat and then I dehydrated, and it's very fluffy but crunchy, so it's a nice complement to all this gooey dates and apricots. As the fall weather rolls in, I'm trying to focus even more on our health, so I am going to prepare some elderberry syrup to keep us healthy. We picked the apples and we made this apple cider with some friends, so we're treating it like as a liquid gold.
Oh, we're living in the present.
I started to carve these sweet potatoes a few years ago and my family is really enjoying it, so it became a tradition since then to make them, and it's very simple to make. I have the tools when we used to take clay classes or wood throwing classes, and they worked perfectly for that task.
Not always what they see. Goes to total peace as the pain begins to ease. Not often we can see the beauty in the pain. Not often we can see the value that we gain. Now listen, little one.
Finishing up the elderberry syrup, I added some On Guard essential oil from doTERRA and some cinnamon. I almost forgot. Yeah, cinnamon, and I used some manuka instead of just plain honey, and it turned out very sweet and it's tasty, and it will keep my family healthy, hopefully. Picking chestnut on the fall, it's pretty much what we grew up with, so we are continuing this tradition with our boys.
I wonder if you hear me, 'cause I've been crying out.
The daylight is getting shorter on the fall, so I like to decorate with lights, and I have many different ones. Sometimes I use these itty bitty ones that are battery operated, so I can put them into the lantern, and I have bigger ones that I can plug in, but I just love that they are seasonless. I can use them for any kind of occasion, and it just brings an extra coziness and warmth to the home. We started to use the fireplace, but just in case if it's not on and somebody is cold, I like to keep a blanket near to the table. It looks very cozy even during the day, but at night, when this is the only source of the light, it's pretty amazing. A soft, warm glow that can surround us as we eat dinner, but it's enough light to see what we eat. It's a very busy season in our life with all the things that are going on with school and such, and it's a very nice way to wind down from the day and just get ready for a cozy night.
Waiting for you if you had to leave. I would wait a lifetime if you were at sea. I just wanna say that I feel that our love is real. Maybe we should hurry up and see. There's a new day that will come again tomorrow. There's a new day.
Today is a new day to enjoy the homemaking, and I'm going to start with putting away this honeycomb that I purchased at a grocery outlet. The cozy fall days are filled with baking and canning and with some cleaning.
Get washed out by the rain. Darling, you got to keep holding on through the night, 'cause I promise you this.
Some mud started to build up on this dish rack, so I'm going to scrub it with some vinegar and dish soap, and I'm going to use some tea tree oil.
If only just for a bit. There's a new day to leave behind your trouble. There's a new day.
I always find the best brushes at H Mart. Some of them are available at Amazon, and I will have the links down below, but mostly I find them at H Mart.
Your struggle.
When we remodeled this kitchen, one of my big concerns was the sink, and I wanted to have the one that is kind of deep so I can fill it up. And then we ended up with this shallow one, but it's wider, and I think we did the best choice with that because I don't have to bend over as much, so it's easier on my back, and I have a very easy access as I'm washing bigger pieces. I can't wait to try this honeycomb, and I put it on this top of this little cabinet where I keep the baked goods for breakfast, because I think I'm going to put this into a tea. Also on the weekend I made some canning. I made some ketchup-ish something. I mean, I tried my best, but I didn't know what I was doing, and I made some lard as well. For next, I'm going to tackle my least favorite chore that I have to do in the kitchen, is to clean out this oven. But I have to admit, since it's a smaller size, it's easier to clean, so it's just less surface to scrub, but yet it still fits 2 casserole dishes in there. So I'm really happy with this oven. And I like to use baking soda because it's really good at absorbing all those gunky, greasy spots. We are getting used to the new schedule, and to me it's mind-blowing how much more I can get done without a lot of distraction and multitasking. So now I'm actually able to focus more on the task. As I'm getting used to the new schedule, I'm still soaking up the quiet. It feels good for my brain, but also I like to listen to some music. Sometimes I have Gilmore Girls in the background, or Friends, or some kind of DVD that is going. The fun part of this homemaking is that I just really make the environment that I get to enjoy to do this work. I made stuffed cabbage last week, and I had some leftovers from the meat and the rice mixture, so it's ready to go into another recipe. And now I'm just going to use some tomato sauce and lots of maple syrup, some pepper and salt, and basically the recipe is stuffed pepper so it's similar to the stuffed cabbage, but it's made with tomato sauce. And guys, this is so yummy. This is my husband's favorite, and since I don't have big peppers, just little ones, I'm just going to stick them into the soup. I'm getting more and more use of this drying rack. Thank you, Rebecca. I like to dry some water bottles on that, and now the gloves. It just works really amazing. And of course, the Zwilling bags are drying way faster on that as well. The bugs and the bees are still busy in our garden, and I still have some things to harvest, but I'm really soaking up the last days of this fall with the lots of sunshine. I like to bring in herbs and just put it all over in the house. One, it looks really nice because it just brings life to the place, but also it smells amazing and it keeps the bugs away. Just a quick idea, this is something that holds the paper. It has a magnet on it. I used to have this in the laundry room, but now I'm just going to use it in the kitchen, and it can hold the cutting board. It looks cute and it comes handy. We had this old worn down lamp in our bedroom. Last time I covered that with the basket, so finally I made up my mind what I should buy there. And originally I wanted to go to IKEA, but I just had to realize this is not going to happen anytime soon, because IKEA would be a whole day project for me to drive there and all. And even though they have great prices for lamp, I was able to find something on Amazon, so I just ordered that and I got it the next day, and I'm very happy with the decision because I like actually this golden color because it did a little uplift to the room. It looks a little bit more elegant. Kind of had a hard time to figure out what lamp should go here color wise, and just I'm trying to pick things that generally goes well with everything. So I think that will do it, and this is the only light bulb that I was able to locate. So well, in the end it worked out, and it's just so bright. It's just perfectly what I needed, and I love the golden color. I am slowly gathering things for decoration for fall, and I'm just looking around on the property. What can I find that would be useful to bring it inside?
To get by, it doesn't make it easy. The other piece of my heart moves slow, somewhere in the great unknown. When I return from the afterglow, will you carry me like I am whole again? Wait, hold on, put me together, take me back where I belong. I want it all. I had a feeling that it was all gone.
We have so many projects on our list, and this was one of them. I really wanted to paint that area white, and even further I'm thinking to paint the whole deck white. And this is not the final how it will look. We just couldn't get around to fix the things, the siding and all, and we want to replace all the windows in this house. So there are so many things that will change, but for now, just to make it look a little bit nicer, we're just going to paint that area and this interesting color that is around the frame. I think it's a green. It's meant to be a green, so that will open up if it doesn't have a border around it. As we were checking out the porch lights, I picked up some pumpkins and some mums.
That has 4 or 5 different colors. These are much bigger lights.
That was a smaller one?
No, this one had only one size.
It looks better than the other one, but what do you think?
How about if you put it this way?
I don't know.
I think it's...
Strawberry with honeycomb. That's become my new favorite.
Thinking twice, and I knew it would catch up, and that we would be the ones left behind.
10 years ago, I started to paint. I took exactly the same route as I did with YouTube. I had no idea what was I doing as I started, but I was catching up and learning along the way. So as the time was approaching that both of my kids would have been in school, that's when we started homeschooling. And so I set aside the children's book making, and that is something I was continue doing, but just not intensely. And I'm kind of hoping that I can get back to the swing to paint more.
And I grew up, I somehow made it through without losing sight. And I still wonder where you are.
it was very important for me to have something that I really enjoy, and painting is something that is very relaxing me, and it just gets me into that loop of being creative, and it just makes me feel very good and relaxed. I made a video about our morning routine. If you wanna see that, I will link it down below in the description box. But we are keeping up with that, and I'm trying to create a morning where we can be more relaxed, I would say, so we can start out good. And then some days, no matter how hard we try, it can just bring up some situations where it's going to get crazy.
Oh, there's supposed to be an electrical box over here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm gonna install a box right now.
Wow. Okay, this is big, Jyoti. You're going to hit your head in that. This is twice as big. Can you find the small lights?
Apparently, they're not in trend anymore.
Oh, actually, it's not bad. Actually, it's good. I mean, the style is not really, you know. I mean, it's okay. It is what it is. Yeah, we bought it from Costco, so.
Yeah. Costco has the best price on everything.
Well, if you ask me what is my favorite decor item, hands down, that would be the lights, because I can use them in any season and it makes a beautiful atmosphere. I love how it makes everything more cozy, and it just goes with any kind of occasion. So it's just not just for Christmas, you can use it on the summer, and then it's just endless possibilities. Zsolt staring through the window quietly. Nothing terrifies me more. He does this all the time. He always scares me. I should get used to it. But so that's how our porch ended up with, and it's just a primer, so we still have to paint more, but we started to have some rain, so we had to stop with this project. Nice. Yay. Okay, so I have these pillows and I had a different cover on it, and I have many friends who buy pillows for each season, and I only just buy the pillow covers, so it takes up less space and it's just easier to store. So these are the same ones that you have seen. I just changed to a fall season. Okay, so if you go to the store, you can buy these dry ones. So I bought this one. Basically, this is just a simple wreath. But this one, however, I picked up on the side of the road as we walked in the street. I spotted out on many occasions on the side of the road. So look out for these. And actually, I saw this one at the store as well, exactly the same. So I saved some money there, and so each time when I go for a walk, I always like to collect something. And this was one of them. So I'm just going to combine this two. We'll see how they look together. String light is one of my favorite decoration because it can serve so many purpose. It can set a mood in the room, and as we going towards the winter, we're going to have darker nights, so it just gives us an extra warm light, and it can serve many occasions: birthdays, Christmas, fall, you name it. I can use it for a bunch of other occasions. We went to an amazing birthday party over the weekend. We had so much fun, and I also picked up this recipe over there. They used slightly a different way to make it. They used a spring lettuce or salad mix, and I'm going to use kale because that's the only thing that we have right now at home. So, and it worked really well with that. Actually, my husband is preferring this one over the other one. I used some chopped up apples and walnuts, and I added some mustard and honey and apple cider vinegar. Oh, and I added some of that cashew cheese, a mozzarella cheese that we love so much, and it was a perfect side dish. putting away all the leftovers, and I'm going to start to clean the kitchen while the boys and Joat is going to tackle some project in the garage, or more I would say in the shop, because they are fixing the car. This is one of my favorite cleaner recipe. Basically, it's just a baking soda and a little bit of a cinnamon and tangerine essential oil. This year, I added some clove essential oil to it. This has an incredible smell to it, and even after I washed the sink with that, I can still feel this very nice orangey, tangerine-ish fall smell that is spiced with the cinnamon.
Couple hours from Japan, would you stay awake? I'm losing touch of who I am when you're far away. And I feel like I'm running in circles around you. And I know I've been acting strange for a while, but I want you close. I just need you to know that I want you close, closer than before. I know that we've been through a lot, never hiding in the crowd. I'll be whatever you want me to be, you know I'm on your side. And I feel like I'm running in circles around you. And I know I've been acting strange for a while.
I don't usually have a set time when to mop the floor, so I do it when I feel I'm more energized. Mostly I'm most energized in the mornings, so to me cleaning at night, it depends how I feel. And also I like to mop at night because there's just less traffic. So that was the reason I wanted to mop that floor, and also it just looked really bad. I mean, you don't see that probably on the camera, but if you see on the close-up, I just really had to clean the floor. The kitchen is something that I need to clean more often than any other areas, and this is partly the reason I bought the steam mop, because I don't have to scrub that much, so basically just less physical job goes into it, but it cleans it very nicely and with a less effort.
Wish you never leave me. Am I going too far? But I want you close, closer than before. But I want you close. I just need you to know that I want you close, closer than before.
Cozy fun nights are for the hot soup, hot tea, also playing some board games as well. We like to do the board games that goes quite quickly at night because obviously we have to make it into the bed in time.
You keep me wondering, is our love strong? Just like a love song, baby, it's haunting me.
Last week we all got the cold, so we had to rest, and I took off a couple of days just to rest in bed, and I'm recovering nicely, but I'm still taking it easy, and I'm going to slowly prepare the food. There are a few staples in my system that I love to use, and the Zwilling bags are a cheaper version of the glassware, and I like to freeze things in there and store things in there that doesn't mind to get squished a little. Like peppers, I don't like to store them in the bags. I prefer the glassware for that. And also I have an old squash, so I decided that I'm going to make a soup out of it, and it will be a very fast and easy recipe, and we will have something to reach for as I'm doing the food preparation for Thanksgiving. I made some brownies just to fill it up the cafeteria box. I like to chop things up in advance because that is the most time consuming when I cook. So now I'm going to peel the oranges, and I'm going to set aside the cranberry, and this is for the cranberry sauce. And since I can suck out the air from these containers, they stay fresh 5 times longer than in any other dishes. And I also want to mention this wide blade knife. It's a huge help to chop things up, and especially I find it very helpful to cut up hard to cut ones like a squash and pumpkins.
With a whisper, little things.
Some vegetables stay fresh longer in an environment that has less water in there, and some needs just a wet towel, like the carrots. Like usually the root vegetables do better if there's a wet towel underneath, and sometimes I use paper towel, especially if it's carrot, because they can stain the rags.
On the chimneys and the candles.
Beans like the drier conditions, so I like to use some paper towel in there. Lettuce and pepper, they also like the dry conditions better.
Children making ages in the snow. Oh, what a gift to be given.
I have some rice noodle-ish things and since I already opened the bag, they can dry out, so I like to use the bags for that. And I like to put the radish in a bag as well, but since I had some space in this glass container, I'm going to put it in there. I had my back and forth how to organize the refrigerator, and a few weeks ago I got sucked into purchasing a plastic container, and I regret it so much because the vegetable didn't stay as fresh as long as it used to be in the glassware. So I went on Amazon and they had a huge sale on these Zwilling containers, and they have new sizes, not just one size, but they got different variety. And the reason I like it because I can even bake in this dish, so I can put some meat in there with some vegetables, and you have to marinate usually for 24 hours. It's enough to do for an hour with that, because as you're sucking out the air, it opens the pores, so the flavor goes in there faster, and then also the food can stay fresh longer that way if I'm storing it in that.
Listening to this song playing on.
I had some Hungarian paprikas in the refrigerator that was a leftover, so it wasn't really a full size to eat for somebody, so I made it out into a goulash soup. And I'm also preparing some vegetables for the Thanksgiving, because I'm going to make a turkey soup, so I'm just cleaning the vegetables for that. A day before Thanksgiving, that's when I like to prepare things like a pumpkin pie. And I'm listening to a Christmas movie, and I think I watched or listened the Christmas Vacation. That's our official opening for the season. Besides chopping up the vegetables, as I'm preparing for the next day, I am making the pumpkin pie because it's better when it's cold. Now I just have to guard that, make sure the family doesn't eat that before Thanksgiving. And also I am making some cranberry sauce. Our favorite is to pair it with some oranges, and I'm just going to mix it in the blender and add some maple syrup to it. And it's very sweet and tangy at the same time, and we love to taste the orange flavor in there as well. Another staple that I like to prepare in advance is the marshmallow. I'm going to leave the recipe down below in the description box, but it's very simple. You only need some honey and some gelatin powder, a little bit of water and vanilla flavor, and it's a huge hit in my family and with my friends as well. They also like it, and once I put it into a dish, it hardens very quickly. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes and it's ready to be cut. And I used some tapioca starch to separate it, because indeed it is very, very sticky. Since we were just coming out of the cold, we stayed at home for Thanksgiving this year. things get very busy around here, and my home is started to fall apart a little bit here and there, so there are some areas that I want to fix and even further to simplify, because that just helps me to keep and stay on track with the things that I have to do every day. This closet is prone to collect things that kind of be pushing around and around until I find the perfect place for that, which is never happens. But I set aside items that I might use in the future. Also, this is the place where I reach for the cleaning supplies, so it's a high traffic area. So here's the reason why I like to store everything in the same container, because my brain can make a decision faster, because I don't have to choose from shapes and sizes. It's just only the content that I get to see, so I can make a faster decision which one I want to use for cleaning. I have this soft scrubbing mixture that you can see the recipe on the screen, and I love that. I like to use this on many surfaces, mostly on sinks and on the glass cooktop, because it doesn't scratch the surface. But I haven't used it for a while, so it dried out. But I have some leftover coconut oil, fractionated coconut oil, so it's always in the liquid form, and I'm going to just add to it, and it's going to be creamy again.
Say something that will make my day, 'cause these memories of her won't go away. They're haunting me so I can't sleep. She was a pretty little liar who cut me deep, 'cause she left me here alone. Now my bed feels just like cobblestone.
You're gonna see the process of organizing in this video as I'm changing things around, and I will explain it why. And for now, I'm trying to just simplify the laundry room. One thing, it's out of our way, so it requires a lot of walking for our most used items. Also, I just want to keep the things here that helps me to clean the clothes.
I met her back in 2005. It was her crooked little smile that caught my eye. Time went by and it was her and I. She promised me to never leave my side, but she left me here alone. I know it's dumb, I still check my phone, 'cause I can't move on. Whoa.
Why did she go? Whoa.
One of the things that I'm going to remove from this room will be the batteries. We have some rechargeable one, we have some other kind as well, and we have some drawers in the living room. I'm going to move them there just because it's a more convenient location for that. And I'm gonna go through on this toolbox because it's collected over a year. It's just a collection of random items. So I'm going to put some things in the garage, and then the most important things like the hammer and the basics one I will put into the drawer in the living room. A little tangerine essential oil and the whole room will smell so nice. I always love this scent after cleaning. It's just fresh and sweet at the same time. I had some wooden box on my wish list. I have a few of them already, but it's been a very long time. I purchased them the last time and I just couldn't find the one that I was looking for, which was a smooth finish and this size, because IKEA has a smaller one. Home Depot has some that are bigger, but it's kind of very rough and it's a weaker quality. But I find these at Bimart and it was $9.99, so the price was amazing. And my goal for this closet is to eventually have more natural elements and more wooden tone in there, but until we get around to do that, I'm going to work with these boxes. So basically that will give this built-in vibe to the closet, where I can hide all those things that I want out of sight and out of reach. That would be the winter clothes, and I'm already putting away some of the summer clothes, not all of them, because we still have some warm weather. My goal for today to fill up these boxes up there, and some will stay empty, but a few of them I will fill it up with some pillowcases and sheets and blankets and some of the things that we don't use that often. So these shelves behind the door, I can occupy them with something that we use on the more regular basis. There are a few reasons why I like to use the same sheet every single time. So when I wash the sheet, I put back right away after I dried them, and that way I don't have to fold them at all. So these are just backups. Each person in the family have one backup just in case something happens with the dryer. That one sheet method works for me very well. I have my back and forth how much stuff I should keep on the countertop, but I'm ending up with the most useful option for me is to keep the everyday items nearby the cooktop, and that would be the little wooden utensils and spoons and the bigger ones as well. So I'm just going to use a little tray to give a more cohesive look, and I'm just going to add some sage that I cut from my garden. For next, since I have those wooden boxes, I am going to put some of these molds in there because I don't use them that often, and I could just have an extra space in the drawer, which is always needed. And I also am going to move things around a little bit. As I started to open and empty out a couple of drawers, I started to become a little bit overwhelmed. So I'm just going to clean out a few that I know I'm going to stick with, that I already arranged in a way that I like it. So that will be just a quick cleaning before I continue with the organizing. I really don't prefer to stack items in my drawer. Of course, there are areas where it's necessary, but especially with the pots, I like to keep them with the lid, so that way I can just grab and just put it on the cooktop, so it's easier and faster. think I'm going to move this box on the top of the pantry. We'll see that. But for now, I'm going to switch a couple of the items that I moved on to the island. This is not working out for me over here. I don't use it in this area, and I don't use it that often to be in the top drawer, which is a golden place. And I'm just going to move all the serving dishes and plates that we like to use. And since it's a bigger drawer, I hopefully going to be able to fit all of them in there, and the smaller drawer will hold all the baking items.
Open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sunshine in the day. I'm gonna let the house be filled with smoke. I will try to fix what has been broken. Take this weight off my shoulders, 'cause I know yesterday ain't coming back. I'm gonna let the past stay in the cold. I will listen to the ocean that's unsaid, words unspoken, and I'll let my mind carry my waves.
You can tell by the colors I'm in full swing for fall. I just love the warm colors, especially orange. It's my favorite. These are about 7 days of eggs of procrastination. And also I got a bunch of apples from a friend. I wanna process them and make some apple sauce, and I have some tomatoes, so over the weekend I'm going to cook with those. And I have some perilla leaves that I dried, and I'm going to save them for the winter. And I'm going to clean the shelf, and I mean like a deep cleaning that I have to do here. And I have to move the shelves and clean the wall as well. The funny thing, as we clean the house, it's a never-ending open-ended project, because one leads to the other one. So I just needed something from this drawer, and I realized that all the things that I decluttered from the laundry room is still sitting here, so I'm going to fix that now. going to hang some items in the kitchen, and that will close this organizing for today. I really hope that you enjoy this video, and if so, don't forget to share, like and subscribe, and I will see you soon in the next one. Bye! This year I'm very gravitated towards to the golden yellow colors, and this sweet potato a perfect inspiration to make something with that. So my younger son used to take some clay class, that's where my tools are from. I wanted to try how it will come out once I bake it, so I used some olive oil on it, because usually I use coconut oil because it has a highest burning point. So olive oil is not really recommended to use on a higher temperature, but in that case I really wanted to have this golden color, and also I wanted to have those patterns to show, so it will look like a leaf. The next golden yellow color in the kitchen that inspired me, it is turmeric. You can do this with beets as well, but I opted with the turmeric because I wanted to have some golden yellow color for my hard-boiled eggs, and I just soaked them in there for 30 to 40 minutes, so it depends how deep you want this color to be, and I just made some deviled eggs out of these. But the color outside was so beautiful, it looked so yummy, and also the taste, if you don't like the turmeric taste, it won't be a problem because we didn't really feel that much of the turmeric flavor. Even my boys ate it, so it's proven. This is a very easy way to decorate my home. I just cut some branches from my backyard. Now normally I like to pick some yellow leaves from somewhere from the forest, but I couldn't now because we still have some smoke in the air. Well, lots of smoke. So I just gonna work with whatever I have in my garden. I don't have any command hooks, but I have the extra glue that goes with that, so I just used my wooden pin and I just put this on the back so I can remove them easily, and I'm just going to hang that wreath on the door. And once it started to get dry and you know that all the leaves start to hang down, I'm just going to make it upside down, so I'm keep rotating as it dries, so that way it's gonna be more even look and not this kind of like a sad look. It's dried, you know, by hanging it. So the rotation is the key to dry it nicely. The area I'm about to decorate is gonna be the entrance, and it's kind of tricky because we don't have a lot of space, but I still wanna have this warm and cozy vibe. So I'm gonna do my best to decorate with whatever I've got, and that would be this leaf. I've been using this for years, and I'm just going to hang this. It's kind of something that goes under the hot pot but it's got a cute pear shape, and I'm just adding this leaf so it brings more life to it. I mean, green, I think it's something that is definitely freshens up and brings life to everything, and with the white and the wooden tone, I think it's necessary. And for the next very simple decoration, I just bought in some wood and I stacked them in a neat pile, and I'm going to show you two ways to decorate that. But you know what, honestly, I like to keep changing it because I have many other ideas, but this is one of them, just to stick some berries to it. And this is what I opted with, just a plain leaf. Again, it just makes it more cute and just more lifelike. Above the fireplace, this is the area where the most fun is to decorate, and I like to change it quite often. As I said, I always have some new ideas that I like to try out, but I like to opt with some natural ones. And since we have this tree in our backyard with these orange berries, I think this is perfect for the fall. I just love these little berries. So I'm going to use some white pumpkins, and I'm just going to tie these berries on the top. Here's another idea. You can use some flowers as well. They will look very cute.
The great yellow sun is reflecting in your deep blue eyes. The day has begun.
This is another method to create an all-natural decoration, and is to gather some leaf, and on the lowest setting of the iron, I just put the leaves between two paper and I just start to iron them. Now once I iron them, I let them stay there for a while, let it cool, and I come back later and iron them again. So it's not all at once that is happening, but that can be a long-term decoration for you if you wish, and you can pick all kinds of leaves that has colors and you can use them very creatively. You get the same result as you would get if you put them between the pages of the books the old-fashioned way, but this one is faster and you can use them right away.